Today I'm going to review the fuse tool. The fuse tool. So what is a fuse tool? Well, a fuse tool is used to fuse pieces of plastic together. And the plastic that you would use would be similar to the plastic pockets that you use for your scrapbooking pages. That's what I tend to use. But what happens is it's a little bit like a soldering iron. You will end up with some heat, so you plug it into your akadakasite, and then it heats up and it makes this tip extremely hot, extremely hot. And you'll notice that this is the rotary blade. Originally, when I purchased this tool, it also came with a pointed tip which can screw easily into the top. And there are other tips that you can purchase for this fuse tool. I'll put some links in the description below. But this is the one that I was using at the time, and then those other pieces were lost. Another piece I lost on here was another metal it was almost like a washer. And the reason for that was that it made a little gap so you could actually sit your tool onto this little stand and it would keep it up and off the work surface. I'm having to use it like this right now. I do not know where that piece went, but I did manage to find the fuse tool ruler. So what this is for is when you do have your plastic out and you're wanting to use it to use the tool, you put it down, this little wheel fits inside the fuse and you use that too. You move that up and down so that it will fuse whatever is in between the rulers. So there you go. Now, why would you buy one of these is probably the question, and it's not to gas yourself with plastic fumes or anything like that. It basically is so that you can create different shaker boxes. So the shaker boxes look something like this. So I've got lots and lots of bits and pieces, like bits of button or confetti or pieces of cardstock with lovely sentiments on and those sorts of things. And what you can do is create your own little packet of those items. So here I have one that was from an old Project Life kit, and this can easily be put inside a card or on top of a card, or it could even be part of your scrapbooking page. Easily can do that. Or if you're doing a Project Life, it might even slit inside one of the scrapbook pages in your Project Life kit. Here's another one. This time I went twice. Now the different tips that you can get now actually have got a thicker edge. So check out the link in the description, like I said, and you'll see. So you can go around, and there's also the pointed one. So if you're putting this, you could actually put this between plastic and you could use the pointed tool to really get in close if there's something that you really specifically wanted to have really quite close. Again, cardstock, 2 pieces, a little quote that was on another piece, chipboard item, bit of ribbon that I popped in there, and then I added in some of these beads to make it shake about. So I'm going to show you how I go about making one now, and I'll show you a few more examples at the end. In fact, this one might need a patch-up job because I think I'm losing a little bit of the thing there, which isn't a good advertisement, is it? But no, if you fuse it properly, these things don't fall out, trust me. Alright, time to plug this thing in and get started on making a project. As I filmed this prior to finding my fuse ruler, I'm going to be using my metal ruler instead. Alright, time to find some embellishments to go into this, including some sequins and chipboard and other bits and bobs that I have lying around. So I popped the sequins into the plastic 12x12 sheet, and then I'm going to use the fuse tool to start working out how big I want to make this thing. The beauty about using a 12x12 sheet is that you can make so many different shaker boxes out of it. Once I had an idea of the width of the chipboard piece I was going to use in there, I then used my metal ruler, lined up, and worked the fuse tool slowly across the plastic. Not only am I using the ruler, but I'm using the grid on my healing mat underneath to also guide the measurements. Off camera, I also did the bottom edge and the side edge. These were already part of the corner of the plastic pocket, but I did them anyway. Now that I had the sequins in position, I then turned the pockets so that I could seal them into their own little compartment. And that is the sequins done. I then slid in the chipboard piece with a bit of help from my metal ruler, got into position and fused it into its own compartment, and continued this process with the embellishments until I had finished the rest of the shaker. Once all the embellishments are in, you can then trim around the outside using your scissors. There's no limit to the designs that you can make, to the shape or the size that you want to make, and it is a great way to use up some of your embellishment cardstock, pattern papers and other little trinkets in something that you can then utilize for something else that you can add to your projects. Here are a few samples of some other ones that I've made. If you would like to be sent a random copy of one of these shaker cards that you see here on your screen, then make sure you leave a comment and do so by the 7th of February, and I will make sure that that gets in the post for you. Thanks for sticking around and watching my review of the Fuse tool. I hope it gave you some ideas of how you might like to use the tool yourself. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you want to. It helps to promote the channel a little bit. Thanks for watching, keep creating, and I will see you again in the next one.